Hey, yo, peace, family. This is Lord Jamar for the Yanadameen Godcast. And if you watch the Godcast, you know my number one sponsor is Miracle Food. That's right, Miracle Food, the perfect cleanse and reboot for a healthy immune system. And these times, you know a healthy immune system is very important. It's also anti inflammatory. Miracle Food has Moringa, black seed oil, beet root oil. It also contains CBD. Miracle Food is just what it says. Miracle Food. Brought to you by my brother, the Chakra Doctor. So this is a black-owned company, y'all. We promote black-owned companies here on the Godcast. Okay, so go to chakradoctor.org and get your Miracle Food today. Tell them Lord Jamal sent you. Peace. Um, Shock G of Digital Underground has just passed away. Shock G of Digital Underground, Humpty Hump, has just passed away. What's going on, people? Is that our third one? Is that our third one? They say things happen in threes. Rest in peace, DMX. Rest in peace, Black Rob. And now rest in peace to the brother, Shock G. Ah man, we losing our heroes, we losing our greats. This is that age, when you were younger and your mother and father would start talking about their friends that you remember so and so and yeah, they passed away. You start to be like, damn, a lot of my a lot of my parents' friends is passing away. You know, they're getting to that age. Um, a lot of us have been fortunate to navigate these streets and make it through to OG status. If you're fortunate enough to acquire the knowledge that it takes to be an OG. But so we navigate through the streets without getting stabbed, shot, cut, basically by surviving, and then we get into the later parts of our lives only to let, our health a lot of times take us out. I don't know how the brother passed. Um, I'm just going by his age range. Um, wow. That's a blow to hip hop, you know, blow to hip hop history. Digital Underground was a very dynamic, I want to say almost ahead of their time type of group. Let's see. So Shock G's government name is Gregory Jacobs. Shock G, professionally known, Greg Jacobs, professionally known as Shock G, and his alter ego, Humpty Hump. Mm. I mean, this was the man that was responsible for bringing us Tupac Shakur. All around the world, the same song. I mean, that's where we were introduced to Tupac. From what I understand, Tupac was a backup dancer or some shit like that. You know, just a member of the crew type dude trying to get on. And, Shock G saw something in Tupac, which made him say, you know what? 'Cause I'm sure he had a whole bunch of people around him at that time. Digital Underground was popping. Um, but he saw something in Tupac and said, you know what? Come get on the joint. You know what I mean? Come get on the joint with us. And we're gonna help launch your career. Now, did he know that Tupac would go on to be, you know, even bigger than Digital Underground? Probably not. But that's what ended up happening. But when it did happen, I feel like not one time was I able to detect any sort of jealousy or anything like that coming from Shock G towards Tupac's success. I feel like it was like a proud father who just was looking and saying, "Yeah, you know." He was just happy at his role. Not that he created Pac, but he just I feel like he was happy with his role that he played in helping to develop Pac into the, great artist that we all ended up knowing and loving. Shock G. Wow. We got our guest tonight. I'm on here because, as usual, and we're going to talk about this because my brother is legendary for being late. I'm talking legendary. He's done some legendary shit that, you know, only go down in the annals of myth as far as not giving a fuck about how late you are. My brother Grand Pooba. I know he's trying to arrange, trying to get the right camera angle and all that. Come on, God. Let's do this. Let's go. I'm sure he got a Digital Underground story, a Humpty Hump story. I remember back in the day, there was this spot called Powerhouse in the city. I feel like it was on 26th Street or some shit like that. I forget. It was in the 20s, I think. Or maybe was Powerhouse the old Union Square? I don't know. Anyway, they used to throw parties in there. And I remember your man, Humpty Hump, had a show in there one time. And like this dude was so clever, like, because he had a brother who looked just like him. So he would like sometimes dress the brother up as Humpty Hump to try to really fuck people's minds up. Like, hang on, how are they in two places at the same? How are they in the same place at the same time? Like, I know that, you know, Shock G is Humpty Hump, but I'm seeing them both on the stage right now. How the fuck are they freaking this? So yeah, but I remember them killing Powerhouse in New York with that fucking Humpty Dance shit because that was just a man, when that Humpty Dance came out, that was just a universal murder record. Like that shit was just so fucking hot. Like everybody, when that shit came on from New York to Cali to fucking overseas, like that shit made everybody get up. Like for real, for real. Let's give that a round of applause. That shit made everybody get up. And not for nothing, those guys were the promoters of the hard living artists. They used to drink a lot, fuck with a lot of broads. I remember being on the road with these guys. I remember seeing what's the dude, Money B. Yeah, Money B. I remember seeing him in the hallway one time of the hotel. He by himself, and this motherfucker got a 40. You know, I think it was like a Black Terror type of deal. You know what I mean? Like he had put in like some sort of formula, some sort of Guinness and and and, and an old English mixture. And man, I feel like it was like all of 11 o'clock in the morning or some shit. And he was already getting it on. Like, and I was just thinking, like, wow, these guys really live like how their videos look. Like, you know what I mean? Like just nonstop partying type of dudes. You know what I mean? That's what it seemed like at that time. Um, but at the same time, I know he was, he was a master of creating an illusion. I want to say, like, just of making personas and shit like that. I think he was very keen and aware of shit like that. If I'm not mistaken, the man played several instruments. If I'm not mistaken, yes, he's a musician, rapper, lead vocalist. Shit, the word digital underground fucking was kind of ahead of its time if you think about it. Like, who was talking about anything digital when they came out? Like, most of the shit, even though things were turning digital, everybody was still on an analog type of vibe. I'm not saying digital is better. I'm just saying that they were early with promoting the whole digital shit. It says that he grew up, he's from the East Coast. He lived in the East Coast with his family and eventually settled in Tampa, Florida. He was a drummer. In 1978, he won the Most Talented Trophy at Gecko Junior High School. Relocated to Queens, New York, where his parents divorced. He traded in his drums for a set of turntables and discovered hip hop. The art form was still underground. He was mentored in the craft by his cousin, Renee Negron, aka DJ Stretch, and their close friend Sean Trone, aka MC Sha T, of the parody rap group No Face. Oh, I think I remember this group, No Face, who suggested Greg use the name Shag G. Jacobs liked the idea, but mistakenly thought his friend said Shock G and began using that name instead. After returning to Tampa less than 2 years later, he dropped out of Chamberlain High School to form the Master Blasters, a mobile DJ crew which featured 3 DJs and 4 MCs at its height. They performed at parties and also for crowds at riverfront parks, outdoor Sunday gatherings, eventually capturing the interest of Tony Stone, a program director at WTMP Radio, which was the city's premier R&B radio station. Tony offered Jacobs, who was 16 at the time, a job DJing on the air. For a short time, as Gregory Racker, he was the youngest radio personality in Central Florida with a regular time slot. After being fired for playing the 15-minute long version of Not Just Knee Deep by Funkadelic in a 5-minute time slot, and also after tensions with his father escalated, Jacobs found himself backpacking the United States for a few years. Whoa. Backpacking the United States for it's an interesting guy. This sounds like, oh man, rest in peace, Shock G. Wish I could have sat down and talked to you about all of this.